It's Week 5 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching the Falcons' second-year linebacker, who had a strong showing last week with an 8-tackle game. It's the Falcons and the Chiefs on EA Sports.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons. Along with Charles Davis. And Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they interplay. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Right to the air is Mahomes. He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Looking to throw is Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. The numbers for Travis Kelsey last week. 5 catches for an even 100 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
And some room to work. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go play fake. Mahomes out to him, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. To throw, it's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards alone. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Dancing to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
And that's going to be caught downfield by Pimp.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 33 yards that time.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Back to throw again. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Throwing now is Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. And again, it's Mahomes.
Going deep to the end zone for Juju. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. He'll look to throw.
That is taken in by the tight end Fan. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 15-yard line.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons.
Jacoby Myers,
his 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10.
Now here's Mahomes. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Here's Mahomes to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On second and 10, Mahomes.
That to his running back, Edwards-Helaire.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Now it's Mahomes again. He's got his man. That's Hardman.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
He's going to go up top again. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Now Mahomes. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up a great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
Fix the Eagles!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. And instead, it's 4th down.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there with a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
And And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football. 25. And no reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. He'll take the knee in the final couple seconds. Will tick by in this first half. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the Ravens out in front as that game moves towards halftime. Devin Duvernay, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for KC. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they had a little more success.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half, they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. Back to throw. Again, it's Cooper as he makes the catch. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They go play action here on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
They'll look to throw again. And it's caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I's, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, oh, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent footwork to get him back.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. It's their quarterback. with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Falcons take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me, and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that, so you really give yourself an advantage.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, then maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. On play action, they'll throw. And this is caught inside the 5. And he will be taken down, and a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th.
Jacobs is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field.
Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. To throw, it's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Mahomes to throw once more. Complete. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. He's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. So that's about as fortuitous of a bounce as you're going to find as it's scooped up and taken in for the touchdown.
And I love how you use the word fortuitous there, because as that popped up, he just happened to be in the right place, grabbed it, and found his way into the end zone.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Touchdown, Falcons! Amari Cooper from 17 yards out. And the Falcons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. Say, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit, being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Meanwhile, Mahomes throw into the hands here of Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline. because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Yellow.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes, open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
2nd down and goal. Mahomes. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. I think here the score dictates you pretty much got to go for it.
But when you look at the scoreboard and you realize that 3 doesn't do you a whole lot of good in this situation, you're exactly right. Dial up one of your better plays and get after it. Forget the field goal kicker. He doesn't matter.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Falcons able to muster together a goal line stand.
60 vices.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Hustle.
Back to throw again. And he's taken in by the tight end fan. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game.
19 Tiger.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for Atlanta, they moved back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.